Hi, welcome back to Poetry Land, and welcome back to the world of color. So, we are going to revisit color today, and because it's such a mysterious, everyday mystery, that there's much we can do with it. And today we're going to try something very different from what we did the last time with the senses. I am going to start with those crazy poetry questions that only a poet will ever ask you. And they have no right answer, no wrong answer, but they have some good ones. I want you to find one that feels really right. Something clicks when you think it. Here's the first question. Which color of all the colors drives a fancy, shiny sports car? Good, yes. Red is often the first idea, but maybe yours wasn't red. Maybe it was silver. Maybe it was black. Maybe it was neon green. Good. Okay, let's try another one. Which of all the colors is the best at keeping secrets? Ah, very good. Black. Very good. White. That's so interesting. They're opposites, but they both are probably pretty good at keeping secrets. Ah, purple, blue, those are good too. Probably not red or orange. They're kind of chatty, I think. Let's try another one. Which of all the colors laughs the most? Ah, yes. Often it's yellow. Sometimes orange. Orange is a good one. Yeah, I think orange is a laugher. Good. So what were we just doing now? We were pretending, which is what we get to do in that wonderful way inside us, that colors were something that could drive a car, keep secrets, and laugh. What is that? What does that on this planet? What keeps secrets and drives cars? And yes, we do. People. And so when you do that in a poem, or in any writing actually, many people use this. We talk about Mother Nature. I don't think nature's really a lady, but maybe. So when we do that, it's called, when we turn something into a person that is not a person, we call it person. Oops, see if we can get that in there. Person. Personification. Good. So we're going to personify today a color. We're going to do one together, then you'll do your own. And like I said last time, you can do lots of these poems, and they're all fun. Every color is fun. Every color is different, right? Not every color is going to drive a sports car. Not every color is going to keep secrets. So we'll do gray again. And we're going to imagine that gray just showed up at your door. He or she, we don't know yet, is going to walk in the door. And not walk, though. Let's play with this a little bit. How would gray be moving into a room? Now, for example, the word walk gives a picture, but it's not that great. The word come into the room really isn't a good picture. We don't know how. We know there's somebody entering, but we don't see a picture. But if I say shuffled into the room, picture gets better, right? Or somersaults into the room, or skateboards into the room, or cartwheels into the room, or we're in poetry land, so floats into the room. Ah, that's good for gray. I'm going to start there. Gray floats into, we don't have to stay in the room, do we? We're in poetry land here. Where would gray want to go? And we remember our rule, we can't use the word gray to describe anything. And it doesn't have to be at the beginning of the sentence this time. It just has to be the person's name. So we can put it anywhere, but it can only be the person's name. So I can't say floats into a gray classroom or something like that. I'm going to say floats into the rocky mountains and enters his secret cave. Okay, there we go. So I hope it feels gray, but there's no word gray except for his name. Now, I said he. We don't know yet necessarily. The next thing I'm going to ask you though is what Gray would want to wear. Now, we have to feel gray, remember. So, and we can't say gray shirt and gray pants, which is probably the first thing we would think. But let's go a little deeper. Remember, in Poetry Land, we can open up all the doors and windows of our imagination. So we can imagine any kind of clothing. I mean, would Gray wear a tuxedo or a hula skirt or swim fins or Hollywood sunglasses or we think that way. But this is one more thing about Poetry Land that I love. You can make things in a poem in your imagination as long as you can see it. So, for example, you could make clothing out of dragon scales. You could make, even though we've never seen a dragon, you could make clothing out of spider webs. You could make clothing out of snowflakes. That's probably not gray. You could make clothing out of teardrops. That might be gray. I think I'm going to have Gray wear a tuxedo. I'm going to make him a man, and I'm going to say he wears a tuxedo of spider silk. That's another word for spider webs, but I like that. Spider silk and a bow tie made of teardrops. What do you think? Okay, good. Now let's think about where Gray would be born. And again, we're kind of making a legend, like a myth. So nobody in legends or myths are born in hospitals, even though most of us were. So let's have him, or not a birthing center either. Let's have him be born, in a myth, somebody could be born in a volcano. Well, I don't think that's Gray though. Somebody could be born in a pumpkin. I don't think that's Gray either. Or somebody could be born in the bottom of the sea. So I think, let's see, Gray. Is it okay if I write Gray here? Yeah, it's at the beginning, but not only that, that's his name. Gray was born in a pocket of a thundercloud. I can even talk about the weather, but I think that's enough, since it is a thundercloud. Who is Gray's mother? Now, we're again in Poetry Land, so Gray's mother doesn't have to be a human being. It could be anything. So I'm going to say his mother was a bald eagle. I was going to put in the mountains, but I can't do that, can I? Because I used it already. I could say it another way. I think I'm going to say it was a bald eagle who lived in a huge nest. They do, I've seen them. At the tippy top of 100-year-old tree. That was a long one, but I couldn't help myself. All right, the next one, his father. So his father was a singing wolf. Maybe howling would be better, but good. I wanted to give one description of the father too. So now, the next thing is going to be, what does Gray do when he's sad? And, everybody cries when they're sad, but let's make it specific to Gray. When he's sad, he goes, I'm going going to say to the seashore, and cries. Silver. Tears. Oh, I said tears already, didn't I? And cries silver. Pearls. The last one is, what does Gray dream about? Gray dreams. Remember, we can use the word gray whenever it's the person of an elephant. I wanted to get an elephant in my gray poem. An elephant that flies with seagulls. Now I have seashore, but I think seagulls and seashore are different enough. So this is my poem, and it needs a name. So there are 2 forbiddens today. You cannot write your poem about gray, but you have the whole rest of the Crayola crayon box as big as you possibly can find. You can use any of those. You can use periwinkle blue. You can use plain old yellow, whatever color you love. And you can write more than one of these poems, which is really fun. So I do need a title. And I will take the title from something in my poem. Maybe a couple of things. Maybe I'll call it Tuxedo. Tuxedo and Silver Pearl Gray. Okay, now your job, and when we're finished, I think today you'll write your poem once the video's over. But remember, you're going to start with your color. You are going to give us a word that is the way your color moves. That's a really important one. Is your color a speedy color? Does it flip? Does it tiptoe? I don't know. Think about it. What does your color wear? Where was your color born? Who is your color's mother? Who is your color's father? When your color is sad, or you could change it when your color's happy. When your color's lazy. And what does your color dream about? Get writing. We're ready. See you next time.